Yes, we are back. Thanks for coming back with us. Welcome to group coaching. It's noon. Hopefully, you've had a chance to get your ham sandwich and your glass of milk. Again, I don't know what happened to the stream. Apparently, Gozer the Gozerian came in and we crossed the streams or something. But we are glad to be back with you. Of course, we've got my OG business friends here. We've got Vince. We've got Hoop. Hoop is currently in a position in gold. Tell us about that position, Hoop.
After that flush shot, was looking for a spot to get in. I still got a runner, Hogue. I'm long one micro gold, 43.60.60, and I basically have my stopper at break even. See if we can get a little more push back up again. Maybe up, I don't know, maybe back up to 4,400. Big fat round number.
Beautiful.
Market is
And Vince,
moving.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Hogue. So I had a couple of losses early on, and I ended up getting short when I reclaimed the initial balance, and I wrote it down to IB low. So a full rotation there, made all the losses back, and I'm up a little bit on the day. I'm up about $160, where I was down about seven and change at one point. So I had 3 losses in a row. So yeah, but we're green on the day, and I was really tempted to get long down there, 68.20s, but just getting the account back, and just wanted to take a breather and reset. But boy, was that an opportunity. 30 points upside, 30 points downside.
Well, seeing a lot of green on the screen, that's a good thing. And yeah, typically, Vince, if I'm down money and I get back to break even, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to let's just enjoy this for the moment and be happy that we're green, and then we'll look for something as it goes on. But wow, some pretty big moves today. The move in gold really kind of took me a little bit by surprise. I know that there's a lot of energy in that market, and we expended a lot of that energy in both directions today. Once we gave up those IB highs in the equities, I'm pretty sure that's where you ended up getting short, right? When we gave up that IB high in the S&Ps.
Yes, sir. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that was a nice trade. Nice trade.
Thank you.
Some more people coming back in again. Welcome. We lost the stream for some reason on YouTube. Nothing that we did, of course. But again, welcome back. We're glad you're here. We're going to get into the questions today, and there's some really good questions. You guys always have really great questions, and get the right folks, I think, on here to talk specifically about some of them. I'm going to get into those questions here very shortly. Just wait for a few more people that may want to come back and join us again. Welcome back. Somebody crossed the streams. Again, we are happy to be back. Hopefully you've hopefully you've had a minute to get yourself something to eat, something to drink. And that's Dr. Venkman, by the way.
That is right, correct.
Dr. Venkman. That's right. Yep, you're right.
Doctor of what?
Paranormal
supernatural psychology. There you go. Paranormal.
All right. So JP, this is something every trader deals with. It's a great question, and I'm looking forward to seeing what our guys have to say about it. But after experiencing a significant loss, what were the first thoughts that came into your mind? How did you learn to tell the difference between thoughts that were harmful versus those that helped you or healed you or helped you grow? Vince, you're just right there. What are your thoughts on this?
So just rephrase that a little bit for me. So after a big loss, right? How do
Yes.
you, is it asking how do you overcome this, or is it saying, heard something about hurtful thoughts. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Or
So
okay.
after a loss, what's the first thing that comes to mind to you? How did you learn to
Well,
tell the difference between what thoughts were going to be helpful or which were going to be harmful to you?
gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, that is a very good question. It's a tough one to answer, really. So everybody handles loss a little bit differently than others. Um, do I get frustrated when I get stopped out? Yes. Have I built the callus and mental muscle to absorb the stops and the losses? Yes. However, I'm human. I still get upset when I get stopped out. But um, as you grow as a trader and you start to learn that trading is more about a series of trades, it helps you to accept the losses easier, right? Because one trade, two trades. Like I took two trades in a row today as a loss, right? And I could have just flipped out. I was down almost $700, on the two trades, and well, no, maybe not seven, maybe 600. Um, and I could have just flipped out and went on tilt. And what did I do? I remained patient, calm, like a professional, and I caught an entry at a good trade location, and I wrote it down, and now I'm in the green for the day. If I wasn't able to handle the two losses I took in a row, the day could have ended up much worse, right? I could have spun out of control. I could have blown an account. I could have did a whole bunch of bad things. So what I would say to you is, you need to learn how to train it kind of out of your system. And emotional journaling has helped me immensely. You don't realize how much it really helps you to start to figure out your patterns of emotion, right? That it's a big thing. Patterns of emotion is a very big thing. And when you start to feel or sense a certain thing and you write it down, how you were feeling or what happened, the outcome, it might help you to avoid it or step away from the screen, or whatever the case is. To sometimes you just need to step away from the screen just for a little bit, right? Because we zone. I don't know if you do, but I know I've noticed I kind of zone in where I'm like in the game, right? You're in the screen, and there's nothing around you that you hear, see, think about. You're just in the zone trying to get your money back, and that's when you end up in those I call them like a death spiral, and by the time you get out of the funk, you're like, what the hell did I just do to my account? And I've been there. I'm sure everybody in this room has been there at one point or another. And so you need to learn your triggers and document and journal that stuff. Really, I think that'll help you out. And then you'll know when you're in a bad state of mind. What do you think, Hoop?
Journaling has helped me a ton. I mean, we came from dopamine central, being on the floor. So, a lot of venom. Hope you said it, and I always thought that was a great word, because that's what it felt like.
It is.
It's what it felt like. And when you get super emotional, right trade location, just crappy timing, see the market good, you can chalk up a bunch of things to it, right? I mean, in terms of all these things that, especially on, um, regulating yourself, and when you have those tilt days, like, coming out of the hole, and like we were talking about in the green room beforehand, and getting back to scratch. Man, I just tell you how many times early in my career I'm like, oh, I came all the way to the hole. I've got break even in the day. I'm going to keep going. And man, I would tell you, if you put a ratio on that, that usually ended up not real well for me, which creates more venom. So journaling helps me 100%. We talked about it before. I've just never, I never lost my sense. I really don't lose my sense of humor anymore, because if I let it get to me, maybe like it did as a younger trader, I mean, once again, it cost me one of the best trades of my life, was getting angry at, an order I didn't get filled at in the pit that I thought I deserved, and didn't go back the next day, and it was still there. And, that was a big one for me. So yeah, just, I always think, that's why Hogan and I talk about this, when he always says letting go of the venom, and whether that's stepping away from the, for 10 minutes or whatever, but Yeah, man. That, you know, that shit'll eat you up. It's the
Mhm.
easiest way I can say it.
Yeah.
It will.
So, I mean, everybody that trades has taken a loss. Everybody
Mhm.
that trades has probably taken a significant loss. And probably a lot of most traders have probably taken a more significant loss than any of us have. But, the first thing that comes to mind is, you probably blame yourself. But if the trade was in your strategy and it just didn't play, then you have to kind of just, of course, try and let it go. Like that venom isn't going to help anything. My dad said, and it was a situation like Hoop was just talking about. I was trying to get a trade in the pit. Guys in front of the broker stole the trade from me, according to my opinion. Right? I'm trying to take the trade. Guys in front of the broker see me, and then they go, buy them, and it turns out to be a
Mhm.
great trade. And I'm mad. I'm screaming at these guys. They're laughing at me, and I called my dad later on, and I'm like, these guys, I'm so angry at them. I'm so pissed because it was a great trade. I was the one trying to
Mhm.
get it. They stole the trade from me. And I am so filled with rage that I can't even see straight. And he says, son, people that you're mad at, half of them don't know you're mad at them, and the other half don't give a shit. The only person that it's going
Yep.
to affect is you. So
Mhm.
Yep.
forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. Forgiving a mistake in trading isn't for the markets, it's for you. You have to be able to accept the fact that this happened. Journaling, of course, is a great way to get it out. Just write out your thoughts on a piece of paper, and then, if they're negative thoughts, then you can burn that piece of paper to get rid of those negative thoughts, for once and for all, if that's what it's going to take for you. Um, But any thought, you're asking, how do you tell if it's a harmful thought? You can hear it and you can feel it. If you're saying to
Mhm.
yourself,
Mhm.
"Well, you freaking idiot, why'd you do that?" Or,
Mhm.
"You're too dumb, you'll never do this." All of those negative things that we all say to ourselves are harmful. They're not healthy for us. Some people would disagree. They'd say
Mhm.
you need to hear those things so you can learn to grow from them. And that may be true. But harboring them and stacking them up and letting that venom build in your
Yep.
veins over a period of time isn't going to do you
Eat
any
you
good.
up.
So,
Eat you up.
Yeah.
keep minimizing your weaknesses and breaking through your barriers to trading, and at the same time maximize the things that you do know and the things that you are doing well. JP, you can do this. It's a lifelong effort to
Mhm.
try and always be better, always create better habits, always speak better to yourself. It's a lifelong um effort to do that. But if you start feeling better about your trading, you're probably going to trade better.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Great
Mhm.
great question. You guys have any other comments?
No, I think we covered it. I
I
did cut
think
that
we're
up there
good
at
on that.
70, by the way. We hesitated at the top of the range there, so I cut that at 70. It was almost a $10 trade, so
Nice.
I'm not gonna
Hey,
get
and
greedy
knowledge
late
back
in
in
the
the
day.
day was a
Nice.
big move.
But yeah,
Yeah.
now it's a sneeze. Yeah.
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 That was a good trade.
No, but I think that was a great question there, Hogue.
Yeah.
And you gotta know your triggers and you'll learn it. If you journal, I think you'll be able to recognize it a little bit better. If you can see it over and over and then recognize your patterns, maybe it can help you to, avoid that going forward.
I tell people in chat all the time too, and I know I've seen you do it in Discord as well, Vince, is that, I don't care if you're in front of 30 people, 40 people, whatever, being accountable in front of a group of people saying, hey, I messed up today. I didn't follow my strategy. For whatever I did, being accountable, admitting it. And I see people do it in chat all the time. And I got mad respect for you guys
Mhm.
for doing that. I know it's
Mhm.
not, face to face, but saying it and doing that in front of other traders, to me, that's the recognition already is half the battle. I've always felt that. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Being accountable.
I mean, I'm open with them like I am too. You know, if I screw up, I own it, right? You got to own it.
Yep.
It's at the end of the day, it's us pushing the buttons and placing the orders. Can't blame anybody but ourselves, you know. And a lot of times we're fighting our own inner demons, right? Or your own saboteurs. You know, the judge is the big one where we judge ourselves, and we could be our own worst enemies at some points, right? And the worst thing to happen is you take some losses, and then you get to that F it moment, and then it's like you just YOLO it and pray for the best, and that's not a strategy. It's
No.
not. So,
Vince, quoting positive intelligence. I like it.
yes, sir. Yeah.
So Rowdy's, another very similar question. After taking a big loss and a break from the market, what are some of the things that you can do to reset and get the right mindset to continue trading? Rowdy, one of the things that I learned is I go someplace where I'm a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Where I'm maybe a little bit at risk, right? Where I'm closer to God. I like to go take a walk in the woods. There's lots of um, forest preserves around where I live. So I'll go to a forest preserve and I'll just walk back in the woods where I'm a little like, I'll get lost back there. But I know for a fact that I'm only 2 miles from a road or back to the parking lot or whatever it is, but I'm a little vulnerable there. And I'll just walk around and be quiet and just kind of enjoy nature for a little while, I guess. Maybe talk to God a little bit because that's where I think God talks to me. And I always feel a lot better. My mindset is better when I do that. And, even if it's just for an hour, go get lost somewhere, feel a little bit vulnerable in nature and see if God talks to you there. I don't know about you guys. Is there anything that you can like put a finger on that helps you kind of reset your mind that way? Vince?
Sure. I mean, me personally, so that sounds great too. I like just getting in the car and just go somewhere, right? Do something.
Little road trip.
Little road trip. Yep. Little road trip. And but after, I kind of regroup, I do get back and I start to go back to the charts, right? Not in trading, but in kind of testing and looking and analyzing what I've done wrong, what I've done right. And I look at what's going on and where I'm messing things up, right? And then I kind of try to make a little bit of adjustments based on, because now you have a clear head to look at the market, right? You come back, you can see more clearer, and just analyze what I did, go over my past trades. Now, if you're a scalper, it's going to be hard, right? If you have hundreds and hundreds of trades, it's going to be hard for you to do. But for the way that I trade, if I take a few trades a day, that's per market, that's a lot, right? So for me, it's a little bit easier to go back and analyze what I'm doing, and I think that really helps out. And then I put my stuff in like an Excel sheet, and I track my numbers, and I'm like, well, I had 3 stops in a row. Okay, big deal. The next 2 trades were winners, and it puts me up, right? And it makes it resonate inside of my head saying, you could take 2, 3, 4, 5 stops, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about a series of trades. And it takes a lot of practice. Okay, it wasn't easy. I've been through cycles of drawdown, which is very challenging, especially if you've been a trader long enough and you had some trading success and, you get into that slump, you start to question your abilities. I mean, it tugs at your ego, right? It does a whole bunch of different things to you. And sometimes it's just seeing things a little bit more clear, stepping away, resetting. Like Hogue would always say is get centered before you come back, right? You need to be centered. So I think if you can step away from the screen, recharge the batteries and get back to work, come back in a small way too. When you come back from a big loss, or if you're in drawdown, you want to scale down on your size until you can get more comfortable and confident taking the trades. Because the worst thing is when you take a couple of losses and then you're so nervous to take the next trade, and then that next trade is the winner that brings you back to either even up or positive on the day, and then you're really getting upset because now you missed the winning trade, and now you want to battle back at the market, and now you just start manufacturing trades that aren't there because you just lost out on a winner, right? So, it's tough, right? It's not easy to do. We're all human and we all make mistakes, and you just got to try the best to keep your emotions in check.
Well,
what do you do?
For
Go golfing?
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe when he lived closer to the golf course, I used to like the fact of at the end of let's say it was a bad day or something like that, just going to, play 9 holes late in the day. I did get to work in the meets, so we did tend to cut out early. So that did let me to get on the golf course in the afternoon some days. But I've played golf my whole life since I was, my dad taught me at like 9. So what it is for me is I think it's my getaway to get away from the markets, period, and just let me reset, whole kind of like what you're talking about. So like if I get on the golf course and, once again, I'm thinking about going back to thinking shot by shot, it's a par 5. I want to hit it here. So I'm trying to get, like Hogue says, this business is always about getting back to center. And whether you find it like Hogue does going out in the woods, or somebody does driving, the car, or for me on a golf course, whatever gets you back there is what you have to me is what you have to find. And I think it's different. It's different for a lot of traders. It's something I've done my whole life. I spent a lot of time, like you said, Hogue, with your dad or something. I just think about those kind of more positive thoughts, and it just kind of gets me, like you said, Hogue, in a better space, and it just kind of resets you. So yeah, and once again, I always get to get out to the golf course. So if I go to the range and hit that freaking white ball and maybe take a little venom out, with the driver, and get rid of a little bit of that angst, but once again, it is, for me, it is typically my reset. So yeah, and I think it's different for everybody. So.
And when we talk about getting centered,
who goes from something hard to do to something hard to do?
Hard to do, right? We all talk about recentering after a loss, like negative feelings, negative thoughts, negative ideas, recentering off of that. But there's recentering from elation as well. You have a series of winning trades. I know I've felt it. Hoop, I'm sure you've felt it. Vince, I'm sure you've felt it. You start to get this God complex. Like, I know what the market's going to do, or I'm telling the market what to do. Sometimes when that enters your head, you're equally at risk of tilting in the other direction, because you have to remain humble. And, I say it every day: humble, grateful, creative, and centered. Humble, you don't know what the market's going to do. Grateful, yes, we're all very lucky to have the opportunities that we have here. Creative, yes, take what the market is telling you and use that for your decisions. And centered, always come from from a place of being, of being even keeled, not too happy, certainly not too sad or angry. As close to centered as you can come is where you want to be, because you can be out of center and be too elated, too happy, a series of wins can certainly do that to you. And where I came up with the word centered is, before I was a trader, I was an artist. I was a potter. I used to, be very proficient at spinning pots on a potter's wheel. We call it throwing pots. Well, before you get started to make anything, you have to center the clay, where the clay may be, you put it on there and you spin it and it's wobbling like this. and you have to get it centered so that you get it to a point where you may be spinning at a high rate of speed, but it looks like it's not moving. That's centered. Before you can make anything beautiful on a potter's wheel, you have to center the clay, and I think it works in many aspects of life. If you're not centered, you're not going to make anything beautiful. You're going to make a mess. And when we're not centered in trading, I know we're all capable of making a mess.
That's also the trading gods. I always think, once again, I don't know where they are, but man, when your ego gets too good, and man, you talk about getting you back to center quick sometimes. Yeah, Hogue, you say it. Just when you think things figured out, the market's going to throw you a different equation. I haven't seen this before. I mean, I think all of us say ACH, and I think traders probably get a little bit redundant of why we say that. And I think the longer you trade, the more you go, man, I've never seen this before. Gold was up $60. It just broke $60. I never freaking seen that before. I used to, because came from such an environment of looking, it's just where I've learned to live, and that's looking at price. And I've looked at it my whole career, and it's just how I recognize the market. It's just, I know price more than I know a chart. So I just know levels and zones. So if I'm trying to get back, for me, a little bit of trying to get that back, I just know that when I start to get, I got this, we're good here. I got the level here. We're all good. And then it's like a bolt of lightning just, comes out and says, not yet, man. You don't got it. Yeah. It'll put you right back where you want to be. So yeah, that's more of my fear of the elation side, Hogue, that you're kind of always looking around for where's it coming from? Because, it's just, once again, that's why I don't try and get too elated these days.
Yeah. Well, to quote Jerry Garcia and Robert Hunter, when life looks like easy street, there's danger at your door.
I actually went over this the other night in one of my sessions. We talked about this, and people and traders, everybody will experience this at one point or another. When you get that God complex, where you just feel like you can't lose, right? You're just doing everything right, no matter what you do. Like, what? I can't lose. And at that moment, right, when you start to sense that and feel that way, that big loss is lurking right around the corner. So be very, very cautious. It's like, I can't even explain it to you, but you'll learn. If you haven't experienced it yet, you will find out. I guarantee it. And when you start feeling that way, it's right around the corner. You're going to get loose with a stop, or you're going to put too much on, and you're going to get buried in a trade, and it's going to bring you right and eat that humble pie again. And it happens all the time, really. So this is all an emotional thing. Like Hogue says, you got to be humble and centered, right? That's the main thing here. And it's hard to do sometimes, but just be cautious. Be very, very careful.
What buys these ES were down there? Holy crap. We're right back to 68.60. Wow.
Man. Ooh, I had an order to buy them at 68.20s, and I pulled it. It could have got filled, and I pulled it. I'm like, you know what? I just got back all this, and I'm like,
momentum looked bad down there too.
The emotion thing, right?
Yep. Momentum looked bad there. Didn't look good.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's quite the rotation. 40 points down, 40 points up.
Yep.
Neutral center day. I mean,
well,
they're not big contracts, Hogue.
Looks like we've got a little news break coming at us here. Folks, it's that time of year when people look back on the last 12 months and make resolutions for the new year. That's how the White House billed President Donald Trump's primetime speech last night. The address doesn't seem to have concrete plans for 2026, but Amy Kiley reports instead it looks at 2025 through rose-colored glasses.
We have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history.
President Donald Trump addressed the nation last night and touted what he considers his accomplishments this year.
Instead of, I feel your pain, I understand that things hurt, but here's what I'm doing to try to make it better, give me some time. This message was, I'm awesome, don't you see how awesome I am?
He repeatedly blamed his predecessor and Democrats for the country's woes, despite Republicans controlling the government.
It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault.
Trump announced holiday bonuses for members of the military. He addressed affordability concerns by claiming prices were down. Consumer Price Index reports have shown a recent increase.
Prices have not, in fact, fallen according to the broadest measure of the inflation rate.
Trump also spoke about health care, as average Obamacare premiums are set to more than double. He reiterated an idea that does not extend related subsidies.
The money should go to the people, that's you, so they can buy their own health insurance.
The president closed by expressing his hopes for the new year.
When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
So, I think our president needs to take a walk in the woods and do a little journaling. We got a question here from Pretty. Pretty is asking, and this one speaks to everyone. I know this. I overmanage my trade sometimes, and other times I allowed my trade too much wiggle room when I should have cut it. The high key, it be sending me on tilt. Any advice on how to help this? So you're in a trade and you think, well, and that's one that comes back. Yeah.
Lose Hogue. Lose Hogue there.
There we are.
You're back.
What did you hear?
Robot.
Really? Oh. Right.
Oh, we crossed the streams, Hope. We crossed the streams.
See, you jinxed it, Hogue, early.
Oh, man. All right. So Pretty was asking, and we're all familiar with this. I overmanage my trade sometimes, and other times I allow my trade too much wiggle room when I should have cut it. And high key, it sends me on tilt. Any advice on how to help this? So we're getting out of trades that are worth more, and we're not getting out of trades that come back and stop us out. Have you guys ever experienced that, Hoop? Has that ever happened to you?
Never. I've never ever had that happen to me. I never overmanaged or hung on to a trade too long. I don't know what that is. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Vince, I go back to something Vince said. And this is where we all stray a little bit from what the trade was, and this is, I think, what traders go through, is what the initial strategy was going into the trade. Now you're in it. And Hope, you've always said it. We don't get frickin' any smarter once we're in the trade, right? Now we're in it. Now, your brain starts to get in the way. Okay, well, originally we had, profit targets. I'm not a profit target guy, but I am a stop loss guy. So, because I always, I do it's definitely an inner Hugard thing where I don't feel like I know where my risk is, but I don't know where the market's quote going. So I think that one's helped me a little bit because I think over the years I used to put a TP and then it would get hit and the freaking market would keep going. And then I was more bent, even though it was a winning trade. And then I might make an emotional decision, not so good, because I didn't let it ride or I didn't do this. Over managing, we've talked about a stop is an art form. So I think a lot of us get caught trading our P&L and not what we originally set to it. And I think, I put ticks. You've seen a lot of traders put ticks there and not dollar signs, right?
Mhm.
Because we ended up getting caught trading the P&L too much. So for me, I mean, yeah, I've done both, and I think I'm pretty good at just letting a trade. If my stop's there and I move it, I'm good. That was my decision to move it. I'm okay with it. It's the stupid, letting a trade go too far than what my risk should be. I've put myself more over my career more in smaller combines because you give me more leverage. Yeah, I can make more money, but I can also I can make bad decisions. Okay, over leverage. So I tend to trade smaller because that just kind of keeps me in that level where, hey, you don't have that a little. Once again, Michael said a long time ago, can't trade a 50K. Can you trade 150K? Right? I mean, I remember that one, forever. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, but once again, I don't think the biggest thing I would say is we don't get smarter once we're in it, for sure.
So if I can, when you put on a trade, there should be a plan for it. If it's a range bound market and you have a stop and a profit target and it hits your profit target, that's a successful trade. Whatever happens after that is a new situation. So let's say, you take a trade and you make 2-to-1 on a range bound trade and the market breaks out and continues in that direction. You shouldn't feel bad about that, although everybody has that sense to do that, right? We had a winning trade, but we're twice as pissed because we missed out on some more profit on it, even though that wasn't part of the trade. So capsulize that trade. It's a winning trade. You planned for it. It played out perfectly. Done. Anything that happens after that is a new opportunity. If the market goes through your entry and it looks like it's going to break out and see some continuation, you can always try and get back into it. The harder part of that is managing the risk. But don't belittle profits because your trade played as planned. A lot of this sometimes can also be helped by looking at the context of the market. If you're getting into a trade thinking you're going to be in a trend day the entire day, then you're better off managing by shortening, by trailing your stop, which, as Hoop said, is an art form and it is difficult to do it perfectly. So give yourself that break if you don't do it perfectly, and so you get stopped out. There's always another opportunity. Don't belittle profits, especially profits that were planned and played out perfectly. Anything after that is a new opportunity. That's why, like our emotional journal, there's room at the end to write about or note how you're feeling about the trade afterwards. And if you're noticing that you get a trade, it plays out perfectly, and then it continues in that direction, on after the trade is over, you're seeing, well, now I'm pissed because there was another 20 ticks in that trade, but that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. So when you review that trade, you remind yourself, that wasn't the plan. Anything that happens after the trade is over and played out as planned is a new situation, new opportunity. If you look at it that way, that might help. And we've all had, trades that we thought were going to be trend days that ended up turning around and hitting our stop. We've all had range bound trades that we hit our profit target and the trade continues in that direction. Just give yourself a break. If you're taking profits, it's a good thing. There's always more to learn. There's always ways that you're going to get better at recognizing this. Just don't let it trigger you. Don't let it trigger you. Just come back to center, look for the next opportunity. Vince, what do you think?
Yeah, so I've I've suffered from both diseases myself. You know, there were times where I would go into a trade and have you know, just hold on to it way too long, right? Just way too long. And you know, you have a nice big profit in the trade, and then it just dwindles away and dwindles away and dwindles away till there's like nothing left, right? Or you get a stop out, and then you're like, what did I just do to myself? Then there was a point in time where after doing that, you start to grab at straws, right? You get a little bit of profit, you get a little pullback, you get spooked, and then you bail on the trade, right? And you start taking smaller profits. So emotional journaling, like just using it as an entry of what I was doing. You know, my profit target was 25 points. Market went up 15, pulls back to 7, bailed on trade, hits profit target, right? And reviewing that over and over and over again, how many times I've done this. So now what I've done is I've implemented a target, right? Because a lot of times you need a happy median. If you're taking the trades off too soon, or if you're letting them go too long, right? You got to have a happy medium in the middle where you're happy with the result. So for me, you know, I kind of have in place where my minimum target is 2 times my risk. Okay, it's my minimum. I go for more all the time, but that is going to be my minimum target. And a wise man always told me, he's like, you know, if you could get 2 to 1 at a 40% win rate, you could be a profitable trader. Okay, so you need to make sure that your metrics are in line. But if you're, you know, getting out too soon or getting out too late, you need to document that what you're doing, because what you can do and what I've done is I've taken trades, you know, and you can see your entries on the chart if you're not like a major scalper, and go back and see, okay, my last 100 trades I took this year, how many of them did they stop at 2 times my risk? How many went to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 times the risk, right? And put it on a sheet and say, okay, well, you know, 40 of my trades did this, 20 of my trades did that. And then you can kind of gauge where's your best target. Is maybe it's 3 times your risk, maybe it's 1.5 times your risk. You know, so it's homework you need to do for yourself. And the only way to do it is by journaling and reviewing your trades. So I do a lot of trade review, lots of trade review.
Sure. Leave it to Vince to bring accountability into the equation. If you keep track of how often that happens, you will eventually improve your performance with it.
Yeah.
Excellent point, Vince. Excellent point. Although I don't think accountability is fun. Sometimes it hurts, but it's so important.
Yes, it does. Important. But yep.
And honesty as well. Honesty. You gotta be honest with yourself and everything that you review, every accountable you're in. Great stuff, Vince.
You gotta own
Great
it,
stuff.
right? You could blame this or that. Yeah, you could blame the market. You could blame, you know, the stars.
Oh, we can find something, right?
Whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it's us, right? It's us at the end of the day, and we need to own it and try to fix whatever we got going on. And a lot of times it's up here.
Yes. Pete's asking where we're getting the number of contracts above and below the price. It is level 2, Pete. And if you go on your dashboard and go on add-ons, you can add level 2 data to your dome, like on this one there. This is the S&Ps. You see a lot more of the bids and offer further away from price. I think it's about $35 for level 2, and that is a straight pass through to the exchange. This is nothing that we are charging you. This passes straight through to the exchange. So if you want it, you know, I like it because I like to see what the order book looks like further away from price. You see some of the bigger orders. You just get a little bit more of a view to it. But yes, you can get it again on your dashboard under add-ons. And again, it's the exchange charging you for it. It's not us. Yeah. One quick last thing, I guess, before we call this, and this is something we may want to kind of come back and revisit at another time as well. But Carrie's asking, are markets really battlefields where bears and bulls duke it out day after day? Or is it simply just supply and demand principles playing out? I often hear the bull bear comments, but it seems as if it was a battlefield, the players would be smarter about not getting trapped. So, Carrie, it is a battlefield, and there are traders that are basically battling it out day in and day out. Supply and demand are certainly a part of that equation, but if you're thinking about the different time frames of traders, there's in corn, there's the producers. The farmers are trying to sell their corn for as much as they can. The users or manufacturers are trying to purchase that corn for as cheap as they can. And then there's multitude of different layers of time frame speculators between those two that are pushing price back and forth, hopefully helping the producers get what they want and the users get what they want. And for that, the speculators, us, and there is infinite time frames of us. We're the ones that are kind of providing that opportunity for those longer time frame traders, and for that, we have the opportunity to profit. It is not a right to profit. We have the opportunity to profit from buying low, selling high, buying low, whatever it is. So, Carrie, in essence, the question that you've asked tells the story. These markets are never-ending two-sided auctions that occur in infinite time frames and infinite motivations for entering into or getting out of the market. It's a fantastic question, something we can certainly touch on once again. But that's the end of the segment. Coach Vince, Coach Hoop, such a pleasure to hang out with you guys. We should hang out more often.
Always
fun. We're coming to Arizona, Hoop. We're coming to Arizona.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 75 here.
Yeah.
We might want to
We
make
might
that
need to
trip
right now.
-9. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind going over there right now. That's for sure.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. All right. We got Trade with Topstep coming up. We got Jack. We got a whole day of hoop going here. We got a hoop coming up as well in the next segment. And we've got VWAP George coming in to trade with Topstep. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you stick around. Again, as always, this is Topstep TV. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the afternoon. Welcome to Trade with Topstep. Hoops back. But more importantly, we got VWAP George back with us. George, what's new in the world of George?
Not much. Traded a little bit today. Ended up like 260 or something, and funded. Went ahead and took $1,000 payout because Christmas time, and I have a kid, so expensive. He's driving now too, so it's crazy.
Oh,
my goodness.
And then I'm up about 400 in combine. Got a little choppy around 9:30 Central. Took a huge dip. I thought it was going to bounce off VWAP. It didn't. Went right through. And then in the combine, I caught it on the way back up. Went right through that VWAP again. I said I don't think this is going to stop. So took a little long there up to the 390s or so, and haven't traded since.
Well, we're selling off with a little sauce now. I was telling a Hoop, maybe you can explain if there was anything going on there. I got off air at like 10:55. I walked to the 7-Eleven to get a soda that I've almost finished. And when I came back, I saw the market had dumped quite a bit. Anything there or just classic
no.
OPEX tomfoolery?
It was tomfoolery, man. We just ran out of buyers. The market just rotated, and it rotated hard. But then, of course,
pounding it now.
I just got long natural gas, 2 micros.
All right. Well, the V recovery has been aborted for the time being. We did top out right around the 6,800 in the SPX. Let me see if I can find. I mean, as far as support, man.
It's down there.
Well, I'll zoom out to some higher time frames here. Let me. Okay, I'll take a stab at it. 67, 75 or something. So that's way below here. Obviously, I'm just looking at the options, but we do have, the New York session low, some other things that if you're looking to go long. Let us know in chat if you're buying this dip. It looks a little scary to me. George, you're flat right now?
I'm flat right now. I'm looking at what is this in MNQ, the Asia high at around 270, 268.
Right here.
Let's see if we get a bounce off that. I'd really like it to go above that anchored VWAP from the New York Open. If it does that, maybe we get a bounce. We didn't get a bounce last time. It just smoked right through it. So maybe we go long there. But if it goes down and flushes under this Asian session high, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
rollovers.
with you.
Rollovers really good at running markets too right now. Get you one-sided and then roll right over.
If we break the lows, maybe I would look at like just above 6,800, 6,805 or something like that. Yeah, I wish I had something closer.
Yeah, let me see. We got IB low and IB high here.
Where's
right in the middle?
What VWAP are you looking at, George? What time frame?
I'm in the 5 minute, and I anchor it to the 8:30 Central New York Open.
You do? Okay.
I do a lot of times I do it on the previous day as well, or like FOMC, major swing highs and lows on higher time frame charts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
you usually use overnight.
I anchor it to the day. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll drop down to the 5 minute
off this Asia high.
Man, the NASDAQ moves so freaking fast sometimes. Damn. You look at a level and see ya.
Yeah.
It's one of those markets. You hesitate. You end up sacrificing trade location. Then you can get in a real. I think that's why. I think Jack, why I stay away from it too. Because trade location can cost you 10, 15, 20 points of being right, and it's hard to manage risk through there.
And
Yeah, I
Hoop,
think in
I've been
this,
meaning to talk to you. You're one of those guys that has a few different instruments that you like to trade. I
Mhm.
tend to lean towards Nasdaq, MNQ,
Mhm.
ES sometimes. Maybe every once in a while I'll do Dow. I've been trying to dabble in gold. Jay kind of has me on the, but I don't dabble really. I have like an ADD, brain where I get
Right.
hyper focused on something, and so it kind of costs me some good days, some green days sometimes. I guess that's why I'm kind of getting into automation, so I can like do that on the
Take
side.
yourself out of the equation. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
like
then
that.
concentrate on what I like to do, and keep my mind busy when the market's dead or I'm done trading, and that's helped a lot. But how do you go from instrument to instrument? Is it just experience, or
Oh, it's a little
what?
ADD, George. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I have a little bit. I have a little bit of that, but that's how I learn the markets. So when I was on the floor, they call them pits, but there's quadrants, right? So the cattle, the hogs, the pork bellies, they were all right next to each other. So some days the market would be slow. So pork bellies might be slow and cattle might be busy. So what would you do? You're going where the volume is. You're going where what's going on. So you go over there. Um, so that's just kind of how I learned. So I've spent the first 10 years of my career always looking at quote boards. And you guys, I've shared them in Discord. You can see the boards that you see in like movies like Trading Places and stuff. So you spend your time looking at price and hearing it, right? So I started that way and bounced a lot. So when I moved into prop, and when we first started doing prop, you could pretty much trade everything, including uh, multiple months. You could trade, you could spread because you could swing trade, and it's changed. So once again, I think now I would tell any trader that, hey, you know what you need to do? You need to go in a practice account, try it for a little bit. Every market's different. Gold is super volatile, and silver is in a whole another realm. So I would just say take your time, do it in practice a little bit, and get comfortable with it. Or like you said, I like your idea. Testing a strategy, automating it, and say, you know what? Let me stick to my bread and butter and let the if it's like an API or something, let it do its thing. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of what I've been doing. If I fail a combine or something, pro tip, you can still use those as practice accounts. I mean, I have,
Mm-hmm.
William Wallace because it holds a little longer. Like the meme. I got Big Ben, which is overnight London session, kind of like a breakout strategy. Mom Spaghetti, it usually has one trade a day, one shot, that type of deal. And they're all kind of different strategies that I can't like let go of, but I don't want to trade during the New York session either on a different instrument or a different style all the time because it's just I've paid the price too many times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I need to kind of focus on one thing, and if the Nasdaq isn't enough, I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So if you show up with war paint on air sometime, then we know what account you're trading. Is that what you're telling me?
That's right. That's right. I need to get down to the West Bottoms in Kansas City where they traded cattle. Do a couple Topstep TV promos. Go to the Golden Ox down there and get a big ribeye. Right?
Oh,
yes, sir.
Was down there.
Be down for that. Well, we turned around that like 5-minute drop candle in the stocks right now. Trump, I believe, is speaking at the moment while signing an executive order. Says on the Fed interviews, I met Waller yesterday. He's great. I agree. Go with Waller. I'm talking to 3 or 4 Fed candidates. I'll let you know if anything else pops up here on the news wire. Not much happening the rest of the day besides this Trump speech. I mean, we got South Korean PPI at 3, New Zealand imports.
Bowman is great.
Trump
Waller's great. Bowman's great. Yeah, everybody's great.
And they're already there.
I'm going to try a cheap long on MNQ and Combine. Put my stop right around, say, 284 below the anchored VWAP. Hopefully it gets a bounce there. That's typical NASDAQ. As soon as I get in, it's just like flushes. We'll see.
It's rare to pick the exact bottom in that beast.
Right. Yeah, you're always going to get some heat, right? And if I was in 1 micro or something, maybe I'd put it down here below the 252. It's like really long stop. I think I'm going to get stopped out here pretty quick, but let's see.
Your 70 that you called out, George, was the better trade location on the way up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was perfect.
Trump is one step ahead of you. Next thing on the wire, Bowman is great. Trump on housing. I'm looking at a national emergency over housing. So it looks like the Kevins, Waller, and Bowman are in that order, with right now the odds looking like Hassett, Warsh, Waller, Bowman in that order. Please not Hassett. Okay, leaking a little bit here.
Jack, I always picture you with Fed chairman trading cards or something.
Oh, get those started for sure. That'd be fun.
I'll trade you Ben Bernanke for Greenspan. You know,
I have a Powell card.
I got a Paul Volcker. What's up?
That's what people are into. Hey, Volcker was a beast too. He's what, 6'8"?
Yeah.
We'll have to get height checks on all the current nominees here. Where's your? We're a little bit middle of the session range right now for me. Still
it was
seeing
a perfect, terrible location to long there. Look at that.
You never know. Still seeing to the upside a little bit of that same resistance, those decreasing around the 6,800 in the SPX, so like 6,855 or something like that. We rejected last time around 1235. Flat?
Yeah.
Well, you got to see it.
That's right.
You had it right. You called it.
Yeah.
That's the NASDAQ. It's
talk about
trade location. Yep. And then it goes, and you're like, oh, now I'm chasing. Yep. And Jack, you think we'll be even more volatile tomorrow? Think we'll have?
Yep.
I think we will.
Well, I imagine the afternoon will be more volatile than today's afternoon.
Well, that Japan news tonight might be a mover too. You know, I don't know.
I mean, if you're new to trading, I'm sure some people are out there who've been around for less than a quarter. The quarterly OPEX, also called triple witching, used to be quadruple witching. You can see some pretty spectacular moves, especially in the final hour when the options actually expire.
You guys trade Globex or overnight or anything?
I do. Gold, micro gold.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm like Bane, man. I used to live in Globex. I spent a year and a half working from 5:30 p.m. until 7 in the morning, managing bond books in Globex. So, yep, I'm familiar. Do I do it now? No, it gives me PTSD. I'll hold trades sometimes, but I'm not like in there doing stuff.
Gotcha. I just think, I mean, that's where automation would come in for me as well. I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and check a position or something like that. I won't go back to sleep. There's zero chance, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No, George, we come down here.
See if we test these local kind of lows here around 68.30 in the ES. Anything going on in the other markets we follow, Hoop?
Gold's kind of quieted out. It's had quite the swing. Um, silver, they've all kind of, I mean, they had a big break. You'd said it. I don't think you were surprised that we had a decent break because it was getting a little frothy up there above 4,400, and we pulled back, almost $60.
Yeah.
Once again, those markets, and a lot of that could be ahead of all the, uh, what goes on with Japan tonight. And once again, the EU, there was talk about interest rates there. So once again, people are going to the metals for, a trade. Well, they're not going to Bitcoin because Bitcoin's making new lows.
They aren't.
Isn't that
I
new
just want
lows
to
there?
point out, I got Bitcoin up there. What I would see is a very important level trading around right now. This is both, it just broke through today's lows, but it's hanging around today and
Mhm.
yesterday's lows, where this bounced many times around this level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Now trying to make it a sixth. But as always, we make new lows. I got to check our guy. Ooh,
Mhm.
ugly. Down about $77 million right now, give or take.
I don't know. I don't know if that can be hedged or not.
It'd be weird for it to be a long position that's hedged, but you never know.
Right.
Let us know if you're trading
We came
Bitcoin.
came down to those 70s again, George.
I know. I keep eyeballing it.
At a higher low.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at exactly. I went down to the 1 minute
Mhm.
chart too. Yeah.
Could be worth. I mean, it's the old breakout or support thing. Maybe a Bitcoin long here.
Let's see.
Well, you can limit risk, right, Jack? I mean, like
Yeah,
you said.
it's gone to the well here so many times.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hoag's
I don't know
example with,
what that move was before either that you showed out, and I hadn't even seen that.
yeah, let me show that
Uh,
real quick. You're talking about this move. Go to my
yeah.
charts real quick. Like,
Mhm.
what in the heck is this? But if you can stand that volatility, I mean, it's a pretty good range going on here.
Mhm.
This made somebody very happy and somebody else cry, I think.
Right.
It's probably the same person.
Especially if they went away for like 30 minutes and we're like, we're good, we're good. Oh crap, we're not.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be support down here. There'll be support down here. There'll be,
Oh yeah,
you know.
not gonna blow through that.
Yeah.
Rap Extra says, Jack, you don't seem to be a fan of crypto. I don't have like a strong opinion. I don't hold any crypto. If I have any negative feelings, is that crypto people are annoying. But like I'm not like short or something. It's just a very interesting market.
I'm in.
All
Other
right.
two risking 25. 25 points down at 251.
I'm long 2 MES down here with you, George. Going to risk about 5 points. If I'm wrong, I'm going to take a paper cut.
Nice.
Really, the only like Bitcoin trading idea, but I don't know how you'd even trade it. And this is why I don't, is that I think for sure we're gonna visit that 74,000 or whatever
So I.
the
Yep.
break even point is for Sailor.
Mhm. Yeah, I just don't know how stop runs work there, or what. Once again, it's kind of a little bit of an unknown. But all I know is if you pull it up in a spot, there's a lot of volume that plows through that market 24/7. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, he's not gonna get stopped out, but it's like we have to like this is all kind of theoretical, right? But I
Right.
can tell you for the people that are like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, it can go to $1 and they'd be fine. Um, you can believe that, but like the market right now strategy is trading at like a 20% discount to the value of its Bitcoin. So the market is saying that the company is worth less than those assets right now. So I don't know what would happen if we pulled back to 30K or something.
Right.
I used to kind of judge crypto with the value of what it did, like not just as a currency, but like the use case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just, I don't know, it just got so flooded. I kind of like stopped looking at it. It's kind of annoying, kind of like what you were saying.
A lot of hedge funds plowed into it, George. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people put it on their books, especially when Trump got elected. So once
It's
again,
true.
we're traders. The macro stuff. I mean, I always say it's great to have discussions about it, but as a day trader, its trades completely different than before Trump was in there. It was, I say it was more volatile. The ranges were bigger. It's contracted, and once again, it's just contracted because I think more people, use it in portfolios and things like that. Where I think before Trump, I just don't think there was many people involved with the trade. So that's what tended to make it traders more volatile, and we tended to get more price action. And once again, a lot of times don't you think, Jack, sometimes Bitcoin is tied to equities pretty good? And not always, but it does have periods where it's pretty tied to it.
Yeah, I mean, they're risk assets. Real quick, I just want to say speaking of Trump, his remarks are over at the Oval Office. Coinbase
like anybody
announced,
else?
I believe yesterday, that they're going to be offering perpetual futures on equities. So I think they're definitely tied insofar as they're both risk assets. Now, that correlation between Bitcoin and the NQ has broken down slightly since the highs. Right, Bitcoin's down a whole lot more, while we're kind of in the ballpark of the all-time highs in the NQ.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't noticed it until recently, though. The correlation between Bitcoin and Nasdaq, or even looked. To be honest, actually,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even bother to look until Andre started pointing it out. To be completely honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, people were saying with these perpetual futures on the equities that it's going to kill all the altcoins because people can we've opened up the world of finance for people to YOLO Nvidia earnings.
Well, was it Micron that had the big pop today? It's up like 12% or something, right?
They had earnings yesterday. They had really solid earnings and guidance.
Chip company do well. I find that hard to believe, Jack.
Yeah. Well, that's small potatoes compared to what is it? DJT right now is up like 40% because they're merging with a fusion energy company.
Oh, that's right.
What are you thinking about all the quantum and all that stuff, Jack?
I have to give the proper disclaimer. I have been and still am short the quantum stocks. So I can give you my reasons, but it has to be prefaced by that.
Gotcha.
No, I think quantum computing could be great, but it's going to be Google or someone like that does it, not
right.
Some company that used to make beverages. Yes, there is one.
Make Swiss cream soda. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're melting down a little bit.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Get away.
What's Buffett doing right now? Right now, what's he doing?
Probably a Dairy Queen.
Yeah, enjoying his golden years.
It's probably at one of his own restaurants, right? You got China Buffet,
Yeah,
Kitchen Buffet. Yeah.
Dakota would be proud of you. That's
That's right up his alley.
Level dad joke. No, he's probably
drinking a Coke. I guarantee he's drinking a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Me both.
Every time he's on and they do the yearly meeting, he's up at that. He's got a couple Coca-Colas sitting in the counter right next to him as he's doing talking his speech.
Although be careful
Beak
with
the VWAP. I'm stealing that joke. Have fun at the Christmas
super
table.
Careful with taking any short positions in things like equities. Like, I am lucky in a lot of ways in quantum that I didn't discover some of these companies until they had already gone through the stratosphere. I probably would have been blown out on that trade many times over.
I think it's funny when you hear some of the Y2K stocks that are still around, like Red Hat, and I'm like, holy cow! Somebody mentioned that one. I'm like,
what's that? I don't even know what that is.
Go look at Red Hat. Red Hat
was Linux, right? Is that a flavor of Linux?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Correct. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of those ones. I mean, once again, a lot of them got usurped, but a lot of them went by the Qualcomms, and they were high fly, and that's what I think everybody attributes a little bit of AI to. I think. What did I see? Evaluation on an early evaluation on OpenAI was $750 billion, and I'm like,
they're raising a new one. We were laughing around. Companies are just trying to stay. I mean, OpenAI's got to get public soon. They need the
100%. Yeah.
But like, Databricks is like raising a Series L. A Series L. A, B, C, D, E, F. L's got to be. I'm guessing off the top of my head, what, the 14th or 15th? 20? I don't know.
And just FYI, I know for a fact that the government used Red Hat back in 2019. Can't speak until after that. Yeah.
I believe it.
It's not saying much, though. I mean,
yeah.
Make it work.
Might range the rest of the day here. Interesting.
I just want the highs, no big deal.
Right. Retest. I'll tell you what, it's a retest.
Check the wire.
It just goes down so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on these minute charts, Jack.
Love being short. Retail never knew how to be long. So.
Looks pretty jerky in the half hour that I'm looking at, too.
Yeah.
What a day. Let me zoom in a little bit.
A little volume? Come on.
Yeah, I think.
Trying to stay focused here. It's pouring rain where I am.
Really windy here in Kansas City. Like that minute wick.
Yeah, it's just the top of the range. Yes, I'd like to see us take a run at 42, 43 maybe again. I guess that would probably translate to 300 and just right back down, top of the range.
Yeah, that anchored VWAP on NASDAQ is right at that 300, 297-ish. I mean, I'd have to take one off there for sure.
Scalp it, and then just let the other one ride.
Yeah.
All right, since we're hanging out in the middle of the range right now, if I don't know who's back there right now. I know we got some news summarizing the inflation numbers, but we'll wait. Oh, Tim. Hello, Tim. Tim, hit us with that sweet and savory inflation news, please.
U.S. consumers got some good financial news heading into the holiday season. Inflation eased last month, measuring at 2.7% compared to the year before. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that's down from 3% in September and is the lowest the rate has been since July. But some economists say people shouldn't read too much into those numbers because the economic data has been thrown off by the government shutdown. The Consumer Price Index for October wasn't calculated at all due to the shutdown.
All right.
So VWAP, what are you cooking for, George? What are you cooking for? What's on the menu for the holidays? Get a good brisket or something, or what?
Yeah, we usually my gal usually does a ham, and there's always some sort of venison. We got a bunch of hunters in the family and stuff like that. Deer sausage and cheese and crackers, and and somebody usually smokes a brisket for sure. Although
JD would probably like
those
some
prices
of that.
go down a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cattle was down about 1.5% today. It moved down a little bit, but yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Rolled into Costco a couple days ago, and their prime selection wasn't too bad. I mean, I just got stopped, by the way. So still up 154 in combine, but anyway, it's not. It's a little better than it was, but I don't see it changing too fast.
No, it takes a while to fix the whole supply thing there, so it's going to be a bit.
Yeah, maybe a cheap-ish long here in the ES. Right when we were going to that news, it looked like we're kind of breaking out of the little support that's here.
Ooh, my stop's close.
I don't see anything. What's keeping me
I'm stopped
out of that is I don't see anything supporting this at the moment in the options.
NASDAQ doesn't hold this 50. There's more room, and the equities don't hold this. Both of them right here. There could be some more room for sure.
Yeah, get down to the 10s probably.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There, I see what Bitcoin's doing.
Hasn't busted that 85 level yet.
No. Made 2 attempts to do that today.
You could buy like 20 of those Ethereum futures, and what are they, like a penny? Aren't they like a penny? Oh God, we figured that out the other day. Dick. I can't remember. Yeah, it's like the nominal value is nuts.
Right. I think it's like 1/50th, just like the Bitcoin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you could put out 15 contracts and have like $5,000 in nominal exposure.
Yeah.
For the record, one NQ is like $500,000.
It's crazy. I don't want to be. I'm not going to make that phrase statement. Stop might have been an better entry.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Turn on my headphones.
I don't say that quite often, but when it ranges, that typically why I'm not a great range trader too, because I just think this might be bottom of range this time of day, and it's just one of those things where we're more apt to range than we are going to be more apt to break out. They usually leave that for the power hour guys, right? We're going to break out.
That feels right. I guess I'd prefer to be long. Let's see. The tilt.
Once again, you manage the risk here real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could still be a higher low here on the 5-minute,
I mean, the other thing too in the NASDAQ today, that high, and I'd go back and look at that percentage, but I'm pretty sure when the NASDAQ hit up 2% on the day, that's when it stalled. And, Jay talks about that a lot, where it's that 2% number was kind of staring me, and I was looking at it, and once again, because I look sometimes more at the price than I do necessarily the chart. And I'm just like, man, 2%. And next thing you know, bye-bye.
Especially to the downside, those 5%, 10% off the all-time high are pretty interesting. I've never thought about it like that on the day, but it makes sense where, 2% in a day, these indices is like a great day. Anything above it's like a phenomenal day.
Right. I mean, it'd be nice to know how many days of and once again, Jay's probably got this stat. Like, how many days in a year do you think the NASDAQ or their ES go above 2% either way?
We could probably get that
Probably
pretty
a
quick.
lot.
Somebody in chat could do it
less.
too.
Yeah, probably a lot less than we think. That's when we say directional versus, ranging inside of a day. But
I think my favorite is when it pulls back from all-time highs 1 or 2% and the sky's falling.
Yeah,
that's
just to get everybody a little bit of profit taking in there, and then just send it. We've had a lot of markets do that this year. Cattle did it, gold did it, made it, like all-time highs.
Yeah, we did. We had a streak in the ES, I believe, between like the end of May and maybe even early October or something, where we didn't pull back more than 3% off the all-time high that entire time, which is unusual.
Which is rare. And this will be 3 years in a row that we've had over 10%. I mean, if you average them in 12%.
Bitcoin is testing. Our guy's down $80 million. We're testing 85,000 in Bitcoin. This is great stuff. This is great content.
Hoop, I should have scalped these 260s. It was definitely support. Now it just bounced right back down, Just scalped it. That's a short. For 20 points or so.
That's a NASDAQ world too. That's why I stay away from there too.
You're just constantly.
I mean, I scalp, and there's a lot of micro scalps in there, and I've seen Braden take them. Where he'll take 15, 20 points, and he can sit in that. Know his kind of risk, but I just it's super. You got to be super honed in on what's going on inside there.
I was doing that last year.
ES gives you a little more room. That's the way I was
getting smoked last year. Doing that exact or trying to do that exact same thing. There was always a move. There was I'd drill down into the 1 minute chart and think I'm going to scalp NASDAQ all day long and completely overtrade.
A lot of mental capital gets usurped doing that for sure. So
you're gonna learn your lesson eventually.
Crude. Good old Donald Trump put a fork in crude last night too.
What do you say?
He just started talking about how gas. He talked about how gas prices somewhere in the country went below $2, and I'm like, I'm sure in like Redding, Oklahoma, in the middle of nowhere. You're right. It's
Kokomo, Indiana. Yeah.
At the oil field.
Yeah, exactly. There's a well pumping right next to it, where it's at. So he mentioned it in his speech, and crude went from, I'll pull it up. We were trading 56.5, and we broke almost 70, 80 cents right off of when he was talking about that. And market came in here again today. Well, there it is. You want to see the can? I mean, this market this is when he started talking.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So, and once again, it's fundamentally, everybody was looking for 55, and we did get a bounce off 55, came up, rotated right back down. The market is trying to bottom here a little bit, 55, but it's going to be awfully tough for it to rally this time of year. Because demand of like gasoline and stuff like that goes down. So, but he got it. He said it a while back. He wanted $55, and now all we need him to do is come in to say buy stocks one day, like I said earlier, and everything will be good again.
Yeah,
that's right.
They kind of chickened out of. We had a 400 lot sitting somewhere below here in the ES.
One more time. Going long.
All right.
Get in there, George.
This one's for the ladies, but fellas, listen closely. George, going back to the well here. Let's see if we can get this push.
Give me 28 points to VWAP. You know, something like that.
I think if you clear the 80s, you got to clear 80.
Yeah.
If not, we're gonna roll over again.
Come on, buyers.
Got to find them somewhere, right?
Chat, you long or what? Flat?
We'll
Nothing?
find out.
Yeah, Golden starts.
It's all short right now.
MBT just absorbing all the liquidity. Yep.
We're still up, yeah. 0.8%
Here
ES on the
85.
day. 1.45% NQ. Russell's up 0.8%. Bitcoin is, oh boy. Bitcoin's below 85,000.
Yep.
Guys, down 81 million. We got to throw 100 million party.
If we bust 80, there is going to be, I think, some look out below. Quick.
Yeah.
Well, got there before. We couldn't get
into
the 70s, really.
Couldn't hold it. Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, VWAP flat.
Bounce at half gap. Feel there. Yeah, okay. It's a lot of good opinions. I'm flat.
Oh.
I see you, Dan.
Dan Emmons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He trades VWAP pretty good. He's all over X. Look him up. I'm George. VWAP George on X. Look me up too.
Nice. I always vow every new year to get involved with that, and then I
back off of it.
Yeah.
Immediately reminded why you just kind of check in every once in a while.
Well, the trollers usually put you. Yeah.
I'm a compulsive lurker of X and Reddit, but I don't really comment online.
Yeah. Well, I sure want to sometimes. You ever get that? You ever had a page typed up, you're kind of fuming, and then
Steaming.
You delete it. You're like, it's not worth it. And you just kind of feel better anyway.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I try and think what is the possible benefits of me putting these things in public?
Yeah.
The table stakes is that I will be called all manner of words we can't say on TV. I get that on YouTube, but I don't know. I've conquered that.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, George, you want to test something out? If you're a VWAP guy, go to my chart real quick. So there's VWAP on a 3-minute right there. Pretty flat, right? Market moved up. And once again, we don't know what that was, but man, look at when it lost VWAP. What happened? Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
That's on a 3-minute.
Yeah. I mean, it just went right through it. Usually we get some sort of
retest or something. It just said,
yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. And I do have an issue with being perpetual bullish, where it's just like I constantly look for longs, and it's almost like I have to get bit a couple times for me to go, okay, all right, I've been under VWAP. Why am I long? Why don't I start looking for shorts? And then I call out shorts like, oh, this would be a good scalp, and I don't take it, stuff like that.
Well, I always say, I know Coach Paul talks about trading one side of a market. And
yeah,
all I know is I try and be flexible to me. And when I got ran over, the carry, on the bounce off the carry trade where it just rallied for like freaking, I don't know, felt like 3 months, but it was only like 12 days. But where the market just higher, the Nasdaq just, kept going. And then I all of a sudden started not being so good at trading the short side. The beauty about a short is it usually lets you know pretty quick most of the time in most markets. So usually you can cut, to me, short side stuff a little quicker. But when it goes, like, especially like in gold, when it goes, like you saw today, as much as it grinded up, it took $50 off that trade like that. So
yeah. Yeah, I need to get into that a little bit more.
Hey guys, Bitcoin is getting
it's
drilled.
not good.
This is danger.
Micro Ethereum new lows too. I got the ladder up.
Yeah, that 80, we bottomed out during that little mini in the spot market at just a hair above 80,000. Let me get that exact price here. The low was 80,537. Right now we're trading 84,500.
Man, it could be a timber moment for Eddie out there soon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those days? Timber.
Look at how I got the MBT open, but look how this thing's just been getting beat down every time it tries to.
Yep.
It's like the trend is down, but it's just getting it's probably a function of the perpetual futures. It's just getting squeezed up every once in a while to keep them honest. But this is another. We're off $5,000 in the last. This.
It's only
today,
down.
It's open.
Mine says down 1.5% on the day.
Wow.
Well, those
There's
are
not a lot
those
of
are
the
the futures too. Like
futures, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, George.
I know.
It's
just brutal, man.
When it just has a target on you, right? That's why I'm just like I said.
I can hear it, Coop. It's just, hey, you want to try again? Just one more time, man.
Hey, come on, man. Yeah, you got it in you. Yeah.
Hold on. Look how strong I am. Look,
Mm-hmm.
It's on its low too.
There's a 3-bar reversal right here. What is it? Here it comes.
Talk yourself into it, bud. Yeah.
Yeah. There it goes.
I'm with it. Yeah. It's going this time. Oh, this Bitcoin.
Let's see. Still not a lot of bounce in the Bitcoin.
The Bitcoin, as I call short jack here more than I. It's always tough selling into it. Well, that's not the low yet, but the session is.
Yeah.
Probably a pretty good risk reward if you just want
to. I think with
I'm in.
Goes on. I heard it.
Which direction?
Let's get the VWAP, man.
He's playing the 70 again. The yes was the better buy. You're right, Jack. It went down to 20.
Yeah, Jack, you were right.
We're just very in the middle right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on, NASDAQ. Gonna bust these 80s, George.
Well, it's gonna act like it is.
Oh yeah, give you the old head fake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting day.
Globex could be really interesting tonight, though, George.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What a fake.
I know why I don't trade NQ, 100%. And it's
That's
just head
hilarious.
fake you out.
Look at that volume too.
We're still on
It's
the
like there's
lows
somebody
here.
out there going, got him. What a sucker. On a sim account even. It doesn't matter. I'm stopped. I'm flat. Down $64 in the combine.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I was wondering
Only
how
took a
far this
minute.
Bitcoin's going to fall before the stocks start taking notice of sort of like a risk off.
Mm-hmm. They're a little decoupled today, though, I think. But who knows? You're right. Sometimes guy looks to the right and go, hey, you see Bitcoin is about ready to take, you're still in roll. So you get some guys that have some stuff that has some business to do, right, Jack? I mean, I don't think they're all just out of everything just yet.
Yeah. What's interesting is that I really don't anywhere near, I see some spots of resistance to like an up move, but I don't see many below here. I don't see a ton of support,
There goes gold.
at least in
We
the
just
0
pointed that out.
dates. Let me take a look.
That was a good cut before. Anybody in gold at all in the chat?
Oh, there's
Catch
someone
that
for
short.
sure. We just got a few more minutes here, and then I believe for Power Hour today, we got myself, Gabe, and Hogue doing the 3-man weave for Power Hour.
3-man weave.
Maybe we'll find a banger of a trade to slap on some size here.
Well, maybe Gabe will carve it up like he did yesterday.
Gabe's going to go long as soon as I get off and just start laughing. Watch.
And catch it. Ooh, platinum selling off, silver selling off. Mm-hmm.
George, you got any plans for the weekend? Are you when does like Christmas officially begin for you?
Well, I mean, we got some decorations up. Nothing crazy though. When the kid was a little younger, it was a bigger deal. You know what I mean? But he's 17 now, so he's like, give me cash and whatever.
I need gas money, Dad.
That's right.
Gas money.
But
yeah,
probably pretty quiet. Maybe hang out with some family. We have a big friends get together every year, which is kind of nice. Little I don't know, original white elephant gifts if you catch my drift. Stuff like that. We have a lot of fun.
Nice.
But as far as big get-togethers, nah, no plans.
Yeah, we just have a bunch of plans that are around here, but we'll see. Sorry, it looked like we were going to sell off there for a second. One last check on whether Bitcoin still has a pulse.
Yep.
It's not driving the lows right now, but guess what? We have a full other hour to see if the capital markets, as we know them, persevere. It's called Power Hour. VWAP George, thanks for joining as always.
Thanks, guys.
One of my favorite people to have on here.
Good to see you, George.
Good to see you.
Done good today. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few moments with Power Hour. Stick around.
What's up, traders? It's Mick here with Topstep. The best program to get you funded is now built around you. Topstep's got a new offering, and it isn't a one-time sale. It's the best all-in price, and it's going to be here every day. Now, there's 2 paths to funding. The new and exciting path is the no activation fee path. This is where you're going to pay a little bit more upfront, but then pay nothing when you pass the trading combine. You've got your standard path. It's a lower monthly cost. Then when you pass the trading combine, there's an activation fee. That activation fee is actually coming down in price. TopStep's got the best program, the best payout policy, and now the best all-in price. I can't wait to see what it offers our traders on their way to a better lifestyle.
Welcome to Power Hour. I'm here with not Nick Dolby, not Andre McHugh, and the real Hogs here as well. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Good to be here. Good to be here. How you doing?
Doing excellent. We looked when we were in break like we were knocking on the lows, pretty close to the lows of the New York session in the equities. We bounced a little bit. Hogs trading the house account for us. Gabe, what do you got for us today? You're in XFA?
I am. I'm on day 3 of the XFA. We look heavy, and so I'm trying to see if we can get some momentum back to the downside and take out the lows of the morning. I'd like to ideally get long near the extremities, near those 160s, 180s, but for right now, I'm going to average in. I'm going to be short 2. Short 2 from 235. Stop up in the 70s. If we can get some momentum. I think this might be a little fake out, trying to tempt some longs from the kind of the lows that we've been holding so far. I think there's a little bit more room to the downside before we maybe see a reversal.
Just before we came on, I placed a couple of bids, and markets run away from them.
Where your bids at?
That's how you know they're
good. 68, 21, 22, and 23.
All right, with that, since Dolby is not here today, Hogue, I am going to task you with doing the above below. Hogue, you know how it works, right? You pick a market, you pick if it will finish the day above or below, and then you say a number.
Well, NASDAQ's pretty popular, so I'm going with 25,317.
25,317. Will we finish above or below? Time will tell. We're getting a little bounce here in equities. Also, Bitcoin got a reprieve for now. We're trading just above 85,000 in the spot. Traded as low as around 84,430 or something like that. Still a pretty good shellacking. House Democrats introduced a bill to ban U.S. AI chip sales to China. Something tells me that's not what got us going up here.
No. Didn't really affect NVIDIA at all. I mean, NVIDIA is pretty much sitting on a doji on the daily.
Yeah,
NVIDIA's timing's everything.
Yeah, decent pullback from, I think its high was around like 212 or 214. Traded quite near 170 yesterday. Back up to 174.40 right now. Apple's down 0.25%, the only red in the Mag 7. 10-year Treasury yield still around 4.12. All right. Talk this out, Gabe. Where you got your CYA?
It's scary. I probably have it a little tighter than I need it. I got it at the 72s right now, but
the big winner of the day, Trump Media up 41% today.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. After that merger news.
Yep.
That is absolutely ridiculous. All right, I'm about to get tagged here.
It was, what do we got here? Looking at the old DJT, looks like that's a volatile stock to play in. Still back to where we were trading at the beginning of November, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that'll be a fun new thing for the screener.
All right. Now what?
Well, it's kind of the middle for it. Once again, I'm still seeing, I mean, For me, the main resistance is still near not the first high, but in this area, kind of between them, really, should be, if we start rallying big, that's where I'd probably look to take it short. Should be some resistance up there. Where were you bidding long?
We were bidding 21s, 22s, and 23s.
Okay.
I put those bids in like as price was just running away from it. I'm like, I want to just buy it, but we weren't on screen yet.
Hogue, in the future, we can just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. It's we'll call it the MES clause. If you're putting on MES, just do it.
You can just do it.
Still holding tight there, Gabe?
Yeah, I came within a few ticks of getting my stop hit. Looking back at this in hindsight, I oversized for the stop size. Realistically, I need my stop above these 80s, just relative to structure. So looking back at it, I should have just got in with one mini and give myself more buffer. I don't necessarily want to expand my risk now. No, it's not over yet, but we're holding these 50s pretty well. Really just need to turn around here if we're going to turn around at all.
Is that a 1 minute chart?
It is, yeah. Yesterday, Hogue, I was carving it up on the 32nd.
I was watching. I was watching.
That's the lowest time frame I usually go, but it was working yesterday. Today, I might need to revisit.
It's like watching a concert pianist.
Yesterday was a smooth day. I just don't want to get too carried away today. Obviously, I had a good day yesterday. I don't want to get all wrapped up in yesterday's performance. I need to start fresh and
not going to get all biffed up.
New ideas. But I'm liking the fact that we're stalling.
There. I'm going to look at the S&Ps on a 1 minute chart. It's new territory for me, folks. New territory.
Proud of you, Hogue. Spinning your wheelhouse a little bit.
I mean, I don't actually hate the shorts here.
No, but I think this trade needs more room to breathe. Today's ATR feels a little bit wider in the afternoon today than it did yesterday.
Well, we are post a CPI number. We have OPEX tomorrow quarterly.
That would make sense. Problem is, if I give myself more buffer in my current size, I'm going to end up probably like a 1.5 reward to risk on the trade versus a 2. I'm averaging over these first 7 trades I took over the first 2 days, Monday and yesterday, averaging about a 1-to-1 essentially across the board, but I like to stick with my usual. I like the entry. It's just I need more room. Yeah. All right. So there's the tag on the first try. Let me breathe for a second and let's see what comes of these 80s again.
Right above this sort of range we had earlier when we had George on, around like 68.40 would be maybe the first place I would look to heat check a short, but really we're pretty mid right now for me. Looking at the Bitcoin here. It's our guy. Still holding. Holding long and strong. Down 81 mil. Yep.
81 mil. That's a higher unrealized than it was the other day, right? He peaked in like mid 70s.
Just look at the price of Ethereum. It got lower than that for a while. We're bouncing a little bit. Bitcoin is about $700 off the low in the spot.
I wonder how he feels.
It's a good question.
You don't feel
question.
You don't, I guess, right?
This trade seems a wee bit impulsive to me. If we don't know of some huge, like, I just don't know why you would be long perpetual futures to hedge something else. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But this account did make 120 million on a short once, and takes a special kind of person to not cover, say, 70 million.
Right?
It's a fairly large position. You can imagine I was going to say some word, but fortitude. We'll just leave with the second word that I was looking for.
Yes,
fortitude.
Intestinal fortitude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guts.
Yep. All right, so there's the 280s. Let's see if we reject this high. We reject this high and get a closure back beneath 270. I'm going to look to re-enter with a stop above 90. But if we see sustained buying above this, I'm thinking 330s and then look to get short, maybe 340, 350.
And then finish the day at 317.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Even if you're a billionaire, I saw someone saying questioning life choices or a billionaire who doesn't care. I feel like even if you are a literal billionaire, $81 million starts to hurt a little bit.
Oh,
especially when you're holding a position this large. There's only a handful of people on Earth, I feel like, who $81 million is not a substantial amount of money.
I don't know if they would consider that a paper cut.
So,
No.
I mean, perspective was a trader in the S&P pit. I mean, he came from money. He was a big trader. He's the guy that, asked his clerk, what's my position? His clerk was like 86. He's like long or short. He didn't even know. I mean, 86 bigs on. And rumor has it, I don't know for sure, but in his time in the S&Ps, he made about $80 million. Now that took 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and that $80 million is probably was worth, $300, $400 million now, just in inflation, right? But yeah, that's a good career. It's like 2.5 Blake Bortles. I believe Blake Bortles made like $30 billion in his career or something. That's how we should start mentioning or
But in salaries,
30 million.
in the,
Let me get this real quick.
Blake Bortles salary.
Oh, close to 50 million. All right, so we have a new thing. A Bortle. We're gonna call $50 million a Bortles.
Is it Bortle?
Bortle.
This guy's down a Bortle and a half.
Yep. But it's not like V recovering there. Still drifting.
Kind of rejecting the 300 right now. Literally 300, and I think maybe a tick or two is what we came up to. 300 half, looks like, the NASDAQ. Here's that big rejection. It's a pretty strong rejection. I mean, 20 points right there in the last 60 seconds.
Oh, we're going to try. a little short a couple here. Yes,
Yeah, I'm going to go in
68.34. Just off of VWAP on the 5-minute. I mean, we're basically trading in the middle here, so low confidence on this, but we'll see what happens.
I don't hate it. There's a little bit of resistance I see at like, man, I hate doing this friggin' math with new contract. I just need a spreadsheet that does it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's late in the day. I can't do that right now, but I don't hate this. I don't think we're going to get to the levels that I like.
For VWAP, George.
Yeah. Taking a look around. Yeah. No new moves.
I'm short one, by the way, from 277. I'm just going to go with one this time around. You're taking a first loss there.
1 NQ?
Yeah. 1 NQ from 277 quarter. Really just want to see it go. We close back near 300. I think we're going to get to 330s, 340s. This rejection needs to flush. Have any confidence here?
Looking for anything out of the ordinary here in the tickers. Nvidia still up over 2%. Amazon up 4.2%. Meta and Amazon both up more than 2%. Apple basically a scratch.
EDX has given me nothing. I hate the fact that we're in the middle of the range.
Yeah, I'm cutting it. I don't like that we closed right back above that high. I got the rejection I wanted. We closed back underneath 280, but saw buyers come right back in and hold those 70s. Closed right back above the previous high. So this kind of looks like maybe a little continuation up to those 30s. I'll hold on to that too long. Look for a better location. I still like the shorts. The problem is location really right now. I'm kind of playing in the...
Yeah.
We're a little too mid-range. Like I like above 68.50 or like especially like 68.53, which would be like the 6800 SPX. That could give some good.
I would much prefer that, but
a bumper behind you.
Hate the fact that we're in the middle here. I don't like either direction here, but we're in it. We'll see what happens.
Oh, wow, I am really playing in the dead center, aren't I?
Yeah, we are. We're both swimming in the middle of the pool here.
We're literally just floating around. Like the high of day is 412.5, and then the low of the session is 161 quarter. You're literally smack dab in the center of those two extremes right now.
Smack dab.
Looking back at that, I think I got too enticed by momentum and cared less about location versus yesterday, where I was way more focused on location, less getting in, kind of trapped into, even though I was on such a small time frame, yesterday I had a lot better patience. So far today, I'm feeling less patient.
You get seduced.
100%.
Seduced by price action.
Well, we're in the middle. Anything doing in gold, oil, soybeans, pesos, anything like that?
I don't like trading gold at the end of the day like this because, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of closed.
I mean, yesterday we still saw some
bonds.
No, not at this time of day. Right?
It's too. You definitely don't want to trade bonds because it's too slow this time of day.
I will say, how gold yesterday, we did get a pretty decent amount of movement in the afternoon after settlement. Yeah.
Crude too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take a look. 5 minute. I mean, basically, we've got a good 5-minute range in gold. And of course, we're right in the middle of that 5-minute range.
Hanging on by a thread here in the ES.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Oh, are you out of this or are you still in?
No, we're
Couple
still
micros?
in. Stop's at 41. We're a point away from the stop.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely do like a re-entry. Looking back at the current range of the session, there's a nice little supply area for NQ between 334 and 360. It's a nice kind of continuation to the downside, and it's right above another one of the highs, and then it's technically in the proper location for a short just because it's in the higher half. It's definitely not in near the extremities. I don't know if we're getting 400s again today, but if we're going to close pretty neutral on the session, then 330s to 360s wouldn't be bad to get back down to 300s.
Alan thinking we're going to close the ES 6890. My friend, if you think that, buy immediately.
Yes. If that's true, I should buy too. And that's it. We're flat now. $76. That's the spirit.
Oh God, much rather have your minus $76.
Yeah, well, it's all right.
Carrie Fox, no, that was not financial advice.
No.
It was qualified by, if you think that, then do this. It's not financial advice.
Keyword, if you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
Yet again, don't diddle in the middle.
100%. All right, I got an offer in up at 332.5. Actually, let me get a couple ticks above. Bye. Right, offers in at 334 even.
All right.
I don't think it will get there, but I'm still waiting for 68.53 or somewhere around there if I was going to go short. Oh, now we got someone 68.80. What's making everyone think this is going to be a blow off top the day before options expiration?
880. There we go. Just coming off that 50 session simple moving average.
On what time frame?
5 minute. Both the NASDAQ and the S&P. Got a little bit of a push lower on that.
68.50. There we go. That's more possible. 6,700 ES. Man, you guys are firing.
Yeah, that's That's quite the difference. 6,850 to 6,700.
I mean, honestly, that would be sick right now. That would be great TV if we
Killer TV.
dropped 140 points. Actually, probably not if we drop 140 points. That would be probably some terrible calamity we become aware of. But
yeah.
It's like we're just gearing up for the big day tomorrow. Quarterly options expiration. Should be fun times for all involved there. While we continue to diddle in the middle here, we do have a news break really quick, talking about a little affordability, if you will. Let's see what we got, and hopefully it jolts these markets. Let's do it.
This week's November jobs report revealed Americans got a raise over the past year. Wages are up about 3.5%, but many people just aren't feeling it.
People just don't feel as confident as they used to, which is sort of a scary place for an economy.
Although Thursday's consumer price index shows the rate of inflation actually slowed in November to 2.7%, that reading may be incomplete due to a disruption in data collection during the shutdown, and there still isn't a lot of wiggle room in people's wallets.
Things that we spend on a regular basis, whether we're eating out at restaurants, filling up our gas tank, paying for our monthly energy bill, it sort of wipes away the income gain.
Moreover, growth in wages isn't hitting all earners equally, according to data from Bank of America. Households with higher incomes saw 4% bumps in pay, while middle and low income households were just 2.3% and 1.4%, respectively. Economist Jadrian Wooten says inflation impacts how pay gains are felt.
Wealthy Americans don't spend a lot of their income on groceries, but low-income Americans who are spending a larger percentage of their income on groceries, if that goes up by 2%, that takes up a much larger increase in their income.
With softening labor markets, sinking wage growth, and prices still on the rise, the 2026 outlook for the economy remains uncertain.
We're seeing mixed signals, and sort of the optimism out of that is that it is possible that the inflation rate continues to come down, that the unemployment rate does sort of level off and start coming back down.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
All right, we are rapidly approaching the bottom of the hour here. We're still sticking around 68.40 in the ES. Little middle of the range. My dog is perched abnormally close right now, so we'll see how that goes. You guys both flat?
68.40 is the dead ass middle of the range.
Oh, there's a little movement. Probably just a little bottom of the hour liquidity.
Jack, you sounded like Andre for a second.
Yeah. We're crashing.
Yeah.
We're there for the great crash of 2:30 p.m.
Yes, not done.
18th. Not done. It's resilient, though. It came back from that crash. My God, it's trading above 68.40.
Oh. It's a dead middle.
Well, it looks like Congress is done Friday. Things should be getting a little bit. Tomorrow's going to be like the last fireworks before, we'll have a shortened week next week with Christmas. Get into the heart of the holiday season, so could be some goofy trading going on.
Yeah. Maybe we get the rally going.
Yeah, I mean, we're up 15% on the year.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. Yeah.
Not bad.
Especially since it was up, like 20-something both years before that. So, all in all, doing pretty good.
It's actually almost a bearish year, comparatively.
No, it was an eventful year as we do our... It's amazing to think it was this same year where the whatever the on-run contract was trading like 4,800 at the low. That was a wild time.
Huh.
Is Andre out retrieving the beige book? Andre took the week off to decorate house.
Yeah. It's a big job. He's doing one of those big Chevy Chase type things.
He's the talk of the town, man. Apparently, he's got the most Christmas lights in the neighborhood.
The Wicker Park Mayor of Christmas, Andre.
Yes. He's up there on the ladder right now with the staple gun.
Mm-hmm. I hung a few sad lights during my lunch break yesterday. We'll get them up and going tonight. Got a 312. It's gone. Never mind.
We put lights on
We're
the
asking
house.
for something.
And I had my son do it this year. And
Probably smart.
He put the extension cord and the plugs to the house to the lights on the house in the gutter.
So
they shorted out,
of course.
And they're still stuck in the ice. Well, although maybe today we can get them out. We can get them going.
Yeah, we'll do it quick. It's gonna go below freezing tonight. How about? Is it raining? Has it been raining all day around you, Hogue?
Oh yeah, yeah. Raining and windy.
Sounds like fun.
Pushing a little bit higher here. Maybe we're on our way to 5880 or 5890. Those were two I saw. Got some work to do to get down to 6700.
All right. So if we see anything, I mean, value high in the S&P is 68,545, 68.54 half.
Mm-hmm.
TPO value in the NASDAQ's all the way up at 25,360. Here we are, 25,317.
Uptown Dunk. If we get above 6850, I would feel better about shorting something.
How far away we are?
Shorten the ES. Yeah, I will. Will it get there? Got front ran.
Yeah. What do we think MOC is going to do?
Yesterday, it brought us lower.
Here we are, 317.
Hard to say. I also don't. Who's putting in these market on close orders, Hogue?
Good question. It's not retail.
Got up to 48 quarter.
It's institutions that want to mark their execution at close to the end of the day price.
Sure. Got about 14 minutes before we have to worry about that. Bitcoin's hanging in there, just a little below 85,000.
Come on, come get these 34s. Some action.
Gabe, trade location.
Oh, this is a much better location, Hogue. Yeah.
Trade
much better location. I mean, my first short attempt was basically 90 points lower. I think this is a much better location.
I'm tempted too.
That helps us get up to that 68.50 in the ES.
Yeah. $54.
Seems the big folk are resting ahead of tomorrow. Let me take a look. What do we got for tomorrow?
East.
Jack, Chad, and Nicholas for the reversal challenge? Oh, hell yeah.
That'll be a good time.
If any of us end up having an account left, trading, 8 NQ through quarter end. Not quarter end, quarter expiration.
It'll be a miracle.
Chris Briggs, that's what I'm thinking, is that I feel kind of comfortable shorting up around that 6,800 pin just because I don't imagine it's going to go. It might not work, but I find it unlikely that it's going to run through it too far. Remember, I already set the above below for reversal challenge tomorrow, Gabe. 68.55.
You did.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
want to
guys,
amend it very slightly to 68.53 or 52
are
half.
you guys going to trade the ES tomorrow for it, or?
No, I
Probably
guess,
not.
NQ is the way.
More exciting.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Yo, shout out to Zach Miller. Was down $3,400 in my XFA, now up $8, calling it a day. What a recovery. I hope you followed your plan to get that recovery and didn't just chase, But great work.
No YOLO.
Game of inches here.
Stuff, y'all.
Damn, man. Came within a few points.
Dude. Running away.
Just get in now.
No, sir.
30 points lower.
This is the middle.
I know. I'm kidding. Trade location.
Never know.
I don't think that was the trap. I think there's got to be one more push.
Yep. Yeah, if you get pushed into chasing, it's the low.
Well, so far 300's looking like the low.
Right?
Yeah. And I definitely don't like chasing on shorts. Come on, buyers. Do us a solid here. Still below 85K in Bitcoin. 1642 is the VIX. Everything green in the Mag 7. We're up about 1% in the ES today, 1.7%. So shaping up to be a real nice day in the NASDAQ. In case you're just joining now, the CPI, or what's left of it, came in at 2.7 versus 3.1 expectation. That got this kicked off. We have not traded below that 730 price when that was released. But there's been some drama along the way.
Yeah, there sure has been. I stepped away for about a half an hour, and I came back, and I was like, "What was that?" That turnaround at 11 o'clock was vicious.
Mm-hmm. I did the same thing.
And especially gold.
Well, the goblins got Hogue for a little bit there.
Eh. Again?
You're back.
Briefly. You seem good now.
I was saying gold was the one that surprised me. I was looking for gold to hold up. But hey, don't get to choose that.
We got 7 minutes right now until MOC.
Gotta find a bid here, guys.
I know, we're just toying around here.
Got Goolsby, Goolin. Realistic rates can come down a fair amount. The settling points of rates is a fair bit below where it is now. Labor market is cooling mildly and steadily.
Here comes the pop here.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Just got to get above this high.
Nothing too much on tilt.
People are starting to lean into the longs, though.
Yeah, they are.
It's a little over 50% long. A little more. And I know
Alan,
they want this high.
He's waiting for the 68.90s. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, we traded a tick above that high and then points.
Still not there in the ES yet.
There we go. There's the pop, at least in the NASDAQ, to get me engaged.
Working 2 on the offer at 68.52.
Love it.
Short of
Today,
value.
I feel like we should work more.
Working 3. Do I hear 4?
Do it.
4 it is.
Okay. There we go. Oh, the anticipation. Okay, where I see resistance here from like 55 to 60 in the ES. So if we get in, where do you think we're putting the stop?
Oh, we don't need stops.
No, of course not. Good. Definitely above 60, I would say.
Yeah, I was going to say like 62.5, probably.
That's fine.
Couple minutes to MOC.
No.
Eh. We got value a little different in the micros.
I would regret not telling you this in advance, Hogue, but Woo Moo Woo says all shorts gonna get wrecked.
Oh.
So keep that in mind.
All right. I get it.
See you at all-time highs. Previous comment they had too.
The next 12 minutes? Okay.
Apparently.
Bold. I like hot takes, not lukewarm stuff.
If this doesn't get wrecked, I don't know. Are we too stingy?
Well, that depends on what happens in the next minute and 30 seconds. We got MOC coming up then.
Apparently they renamed the world famous Kennedy Center.
Yeah, I saw that. You would never guess what it's being. What is it, like the Trump Kennedy Center now?
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine.
The man loves the theater, the spectacle.
Oh, yeah.
Power to him.
Yes, he does.
At least he didn't rename the Eternal Flame or something. 68.45. Are we gonna get just repelled from the 6800 SPX? We'll learn 30 seconds. We got MOC. Gonna say MOP. That spells mop. I don't know how Andre does it, just spitting out words all day.
I know, right? He's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to catch a bit here.
Okay, here we go.
S&P's not done.
Well, maybe it is.
6 million buy-side S&Ps, 1.1 billion buy-side NASDAQ, 150 million buy-side Dow, 500 million buy-side Mag 7, and it's breaking.
Yeah. So how low do we have to go to fulfill all those orders?
They're already, I don't understand how that fully works, but like they're not showing their books before they do this stuff. We'll have to ask someone to get into this. Yeah.
I've always been curious on how that operates.
Well, I was promised shorts getting wrecked. In fact, at least for the time being, the opposite is happening.
Changing a little bit longer now. 776 buys MOC, S&P almost 2 billion in the NASDAQ to the buy side.
There's nothing below here for options. Like, I don't think either is going to happen, but I like the possible dump more than I just can't see it rallying through the 6,800 right now. The SPX.
Well, that would be ideal for this trade.
Are you in it?
This is 30 points in the money right now.
Thank you.
You got in?
Oh yeah. I got in at 34s where my offer was.
Thanks for
Just
telling
in
me.
one though. The answer about stinginess, Hogue, we were indeed too stingy there.
Yep. It's just so different. You know, on the futures floor, you know, if there were MOCs to buy, price went higher. You just had to bid it up to try and get the orders filled. If there were sell orders, MOC, you had to offer it down. You had to see the price would go down. And it seems that with stocks, it seems to sometimes just do the opposite. So, you know, it's a little confusing for caveman.
I think what would help to explain it though is these are not large quantities of money. When you're talking about $1 billion, the S&P, the market cap of the S&P is what, like $40 trillion. I mean, like,
Yeah, I guess
it's
that's
nothing.
true.
It's a drop in the bucket. So maybe it's just like more of a gauge of sentiment.
Like a 10 lot in the S&Ps. Sell you 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, you
Perspective. Nice trade, Gabe. Good job.
Took that recent little 1 minute low by literally a tick.
Oh.
Got an immediate 20-point rally.
It's going to take it out
I
now.
see sustained sellers beneath 296. I'm going to tighten my stop. I really don't want to see this go back up.
Yeah, we're right at the lows of this candle in the ES right now.
Yeah. One way to make sure it rallies is move your stop.
Yeah, I'm just trying to preserve a little bit more of the capital because I was already down $1,700.
Got it.
So now at this point, knowing I've gotten the reaction I wanted from MOC,
and you're looking good now.
Really don't think it deserves the room.
Now I'm really hoping that 25,317 is not the closing price. How about 25,217? How does that sound? Better?
Oh, that sounds much better.
Much better.
100%. Much better.
Much better. Well, everybody get out and push.
Here comes the second wave of volatility injection. Downside,
right about
please.
now.
Outside, please.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tasty.
Continued selling. See if we can get a break under these 80s.
Very tasty.
All right, tapping the 80 level. This was now the 80 level was important earlier in the session when you guys were on with VWAP George. So really need to see us get under 280.
We're running a lot of wicks, Woo. We're running a lot of wicks. I hope, like, I don't recognize that name, so please stick around, come back, because I love, as I said, hot takes.
Keep flushing.
I love your commitment to it. I see nothing that's going to make it turn around.
Dude, there's so much room. Think about all the people who got long near 200 today. I want this to just take those 160s so bad. I don't know if we're going to have that much time, though. It might take the extra hour of extended hours trading to get down there, but
that would be a very substantial move.
Yeah, if we get 120 points in 4 minutes, that would be wild. 2.5 minutes.
Ideal.
If anybody can do it, Gabe, you can.
The market can. The market can.
Go market.
All right, so we're under 280. That's a good sign, but I don't think I'm out of the woods yet. Okay, if we come back and tag these 290s again, really relieve a little pressure, but I really want to just see continuation. There's another pretty obvious wick down here at 264.5. That's a next target. A little bit more obvious.
Guys, $85 million in the hole. Bitcoin trading 84,700.
He's having a rough day.
Yeah, rough day indeed.
Just 2 minutes left.
Keep dumping.
Let's go.
Need these 60s. Now, the only thing is... Go ahead, Jack.
Get some real big orders here in the last 2 minutes.
So this...
You got a bid in anywhere there?
I don't right now, but I'm a little tempted to take it off at these 260s, knowing it's kind of the middle of the previous leg that we just had.
You got VWAP 256.
I mean, you're looking for 100 points more?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to take profit right now.
Just buy
There's
5
really nothing
micros.
to hold us.
Buy 5 micros.
I could buy 5 micros.
Yeah.
I have 60 seconds left.
I would do it.
Ooh.
I'm going break even at least.
Yeah, that was a nice little spike to the downside there. Somebody hit this.
Okay. Last minute. Now we can get some real rumble and tumble.
Just took another low as well. Now there's nothing really till we get back down to 200. So if we can stay under 250, first of all, we got to get under 250. But if we can stay under 250, last 30 seconds, I think it might be.
Knock it down.
No, there's a little pop.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to see.
Knock the gas out of the goose. But could be a lot of action last 10 seconds.
Somebody step on this thing.
Come on. New lows, new lows, new lows, new lows, new lows.
New lows, step on it. Lows on the close. Lows on the close. Yay, lows on the close.
Oh my gosh, guys. All right. Well, I flattened, but I'm literally down $36.
Nice.
Hey. But hey, that's a good recovery.
Nice job,
$1,700 to $36. That's that was the better location. Why the hell was I trying to get those 230s back at the beginning of the hour? But it's all good.
Yeah, see, we waited and it came basically the level, and that worked out nicely. Great trade. With that, that is the end of our programming for today. Gabe, Hogue, thank you for stopping by. We'll be back tomorrow with a whole lot more. Let's send it over to Dr. Volatility. James, take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Gabe. And thank you to Hogue for a wonderful power hour. And thank you all to you, the traders and the viewers out there in the chat. You are what makes this show great. We appreciate you being here, bell to bell, no matter what. But now, Jack said, that's the end of our show. We're going to pack it up. We're going to go home, and we're going to get ready to do it all again for you tomorrow morning, starting at 7:15 a.m. But don't worry, the trading action doesn't have to stop, because up next is At the Buzzer with Coach Jay and Coach Paul, the show where Coach Jay and Coach Paul make sure that you are ready for that 5 p.m. reopen by recapping everything that went down in the markets today to make sure that even if you missed a second of any market action, you can get caught up with At the Buzzer. Then tonight at 7:30, Slow Markets with Coach Dakota is back. It's everyone's favorite slow markets trading show, Slow Markets with Coach Dakota. That's tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow morning, 1:30 a.m. Central Time, Aaron Trades will be hosting the London Open. And because it is Friday, there is no Euro Trade with Deanna. So we'll have to wait until next week to catch Euro Trade. But, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be back live tomorrow morning at 7:15 a.m. Central Time. And we really hope to see you there. But now, At the Buzzer's up next. I'm James Harden. you're the chat. This has been Topstep TV. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.